Hello, my name is Rodney. I'm from the pOedGamerQuehegan YouTube channel, and today I'm doing my recent pickups for the month of June. My birthday is in June, so I actually picked up a lot more things than I anticipated, mainly because my brother got me a gift card for GameStop, and my mother-in-law and father-in-law actually got me a few things, and my wife actually got me a few things. And I actually got really lucky at some yard sales. But let's see, first I'm going to start like always, but actually I'm going to start a bit differently this time. Kind of just informationally, I picked up a lot of old GamePro magazines. I didn't want to show you the big giant stack of them that I got, but this is just one of them. I'm also really big into anime, so I picked up quite a few anime magazines. Like I picked up a bunch of Otaku USA, and America. This is only one issue I picked up of it. Not really familiar with this magazine, but I saw it had a Fullmetal Alchemist on it, and I was like, it's kind of interesting. Oh, Otaku USA normally comes with a DVD that has preview episodes on it. None of the magazines I had that in it, but it's still got some pretty good information. It also has like a manga inside the magazine. This one I picked up, only had like 3 or 4 issues I found, but it's from the UK. It's called Neo. I'm not familiar with it, but I've been looking through it, and actually, it's pretty good. It actually shows a lot of good reviews, things like that in it. My favorite magazine of all time for anime was New Type, but it's no longer made, so I kind of miss. I almost had every issue of that I actually bought when they were coming out. I think I actually picked those up at my comic book shop that I used to frequent. Something else I wanted to show everybody is a book this is my favorite book, well, one of my favorite books, and I found it in hardback, and I just want to spread the word about this book because I really enjoy it. That is The Phantom Toe Booth. If you've never read the book, or if you've seen the cartoon, I highly recommend reading the book. I highly recommend watching the cartoon. It was directed by Chuck Jones. If you don't know who Chuck Jones is, think the Looney Tunes cartoons, and the best ones, he generally directed them. Okay, now I'm going to move to board games. This is normally what I do first, but I'm just going to show the top of the box for this. But this is the Legend of Robin Hood. Found this at a yard sale for $2. Had all the components in it. I mean, they're not in the best of shape, but the box is not in the best of shape. It's kind of ripped a little bit. But for $2, I was like, I'll check it out, play it a few times, and hopefully it'll be really good. Next, same yard sale, these next 4 things I found were all at the same yard sale. They were all $2 each. And this is something I actually remember wanting as a kid, and that's Ask Xandar. Because there's actually a giant machine called Zoltar. I mean, I think it's about like this tall. It has like a animatronic thing in it that moves its hand back and forth, and you get a ticket out of it, and it gives you like a fortune. I'll set that on the floor because I've got a lot of stuff on this table here. And it gives you a fortune, and it's really cool. Like it's very simple. I don't even think the mouth on the mannequin moves. It just moves its hand back and forth, and then this card falls out. Think of the movie Big, but not that much movement. Because in the movie Big, he drops his coin into the thing's mouth, and it gives him a fortune. And very similar to that. Okay. That was also $2. It's a board game, but I just really wanted it just because there's this statue thing of a like Merlin type figure on it. Okay, well, I'm going to kind of break things up here. I'm going to go into the rest of the yard sale things I found at that same house. For $2, they also had an NES Power Pad. I was very shocked when I saw this, and I was like, okay, it does not have the game. That's the only thing, but it's just like the game Track and Field or World Class Track Meet is the game that normally came with it, but it does not have the game in it. It was just the Power Pad. But it had the box. The pad is in pretty good shape. You can tell it's been used. The top of it's split, but that's just happened over time. But it actually works. and I was very happy to get that for $2. And this is what really, when I pulled off the road and started walking up to the garage sale, this is what caught my attention first. Because I saw it, I was like, I don't have one of those. I would really like it. So I walked up and I saw the Power Pad and I saw the board games, but a boxed Atari 7800. It doesn't have the styrofoam, but it has the pretty much everything in it. It has the manuals, RF modulator, powered cord. It does power up. I don't have any 7800 games to play on it, so I can't tell if it actually plays the 7800 games yet. But I do have some 2800 games that I've put in it, and they start up. I haven't really played it because I really need to clean the system. I may do a video on cleaning of it, I'm not sure, because it's kind of an involved process, taking it apart and everything. I'm not sure if I'll have the time to document everything. Okay. Something else I picked up. I used to collect these comic book cards. It's like a collectible trading cards. And it's from Marvel, it actually says the year 1992. I remember collecting them when I was younger. And I got these for $4. And it's like, I'm not sure if it's a complete set or not, but this is on the top is Dracula, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and you got like I'm not sure who these people, Sunfire, it's like just the different characters from the Marvel universe, and it's like kind of like with their power levels and stuff like that on the back of the cards. I really like that, and for $4, I was like, just the nostalgia factor of it, I picked those up. Okay. Also, this was kind of weird that I picked it well, actually, let me start this other one first. They, at the used comic book store I normally go to, they were selling long boxes of trading card games and collectible card games. And this one is, I can't remember the name because I've never played it, but Legend of the Five Rings. But it's an entire box of just random cards and the different pre-built decks they had. And they had it for, I think it was $5 for this one. And I was like, sweet. So I grabbed that one. I started walking around the store, and they had I'm trying to find a place to sit everything. Then, when I was walking onto the store, I noticed they had a cart they were pushing around. They were like setting stuff on the shelf, and they had these long boxes. So I was like, oh, maybe they had more of the Five Rings. So I started looking at them, and they didn't, but they had another one for $5. And when I opened it up, it had Jihad cards in it, which is Vampire the Eternal Struggle, I think was what the name of the card game got changed to. Like for half of it, and the other half is Rage. It's the werewolf equivalent to that. I was like, okay, cool. So I grabbed it for $5. And I was like, hey, in the entire long box, I mean, if this is all even all just commons, I have some pre-built decks for Jihad, and I kind of like the game. It's odd at some points, but it's still a pretty good game. So I picked those up. I was like, I have a friend that he likes card games and he'll play with me. So as I was walking up to the store, they had 3 more boxes I saw. And this one actually even says Star Wars collectible card game, 1 of 3. They had $5 on this box, $10 on this one for 2 of 3, and they had box 3 of 3 and had $10 on it. I was like, don't want to pay $27 because it's a defunct. They're all full, and they're all organized really well. I'm not sure if they're all commons or uncommons or rares or what the cards are, but I was like, all right. So, but I was like, I might get them. So I took everything up to the counter and was checking out. And when I got done, I was thinking, man, I really shouldn't have paid for that. And I looked at my receipt and realized, like, wait, that's not really what I expected to pay. When I actually looked, the guy only charged me for one of the boxes. And I actually went back and I said, hey, I think you didn't charge me enough for everything. He looked at it, he goes, no, that's box 1, 2, and 3. They're all supposed to be sewed together, and that's how much. I was like, okay. So I went back, I tried to explain that no, these should have been more, but he said no. So I picked all those. So I picked up 3 boxes of Star Wars: The Collectible Card Game for $10. And I was like, okay. All right. Now I'm going to move into more of the video game related stuff. I picked this up. I picked up a second PlayStation TV. I know I'd actually said earlier during Christmas time that I picked one up and I really didn't enjoy it, but I've actually started playing my Vita a lot more and really liking it. And the ability to sit on my couch with a controller and play it on the and play actually Persona 4 on the big screen, on a big TV, awesome. And there's a lot more games that you can play on it. It's really fun. I mean, also the remote play with the PS4, just great. So, I mean, actually, I got this games at GameStop. They were selling them for $40, and this one I got used for $29.99. So I got a PlayStation TV for $30. I was like, I'm jumping all over that. That I really want. I was really happy to get that. Also, oh, I forgot this. At another yard sale, I found this. Don't know what this is. This is a link cable for your Game Boy to hook up to your GameCube, and this is not some. This is my personal Game Boy Advance that I had for a long time. What you do is you plug this into the top of it. This goes into your GameCube, and you can play games against someone on the TV, and you're playing on this. He didn't have any games. When I actually asked him how much the cable was, he was like, "Oh, it's supposed to go with the game." Somebody else already bought the game, and he left. So he's like, $1. I was like, sure. So I picked that up at another yard sale. And I don't actually ever think it was used because it has the twist tie on it, and I'm looking at it like the cord doesn't actually look like it's ever been undone. So I'm not sure if he might have bought that and never actually used it. Something else I bought for $7 is Game Genie for the original NES. Didn't have the book or the box or anything, and it looked like the screw holes are actually been poked through on the sticker. So I bought it for $7. I got this at the used bookstore that I normally go to. I actually tested it out and it works, and I was very happy. And I was like, yes, finally have a Game Genie for the NES. I had one for the SNES, but the girl I was dating, I left it at her house, and then we broke up, and so that kind of disappeared. But I have one for the Sega Genesis and for the Game Gear, and so I'm really happy about that. I like those devices. I also have one, like I have a Game Shark for the Dreamcast right here. So I like those items. I'm kind of somebody like, there's like, when people say, oh, that's cheating, but I'm like, well, I bought the game. I can play it how I want. Now, if I'm playing an online game, that's different because it's affecting other people. When I use this on my NES, it's not affecting anybody else but me. So that's the reason why I kind of like it. It was when I was younger. It would help. My friends when I would play at their house. They'd have one, and they could beat certain games in a weekend when I couldn't. And I was like, I really want to beat this game or that game. I think it was Castlevania. They'd rent, and they were able to beat it because they had this. And me, I could get maybe halfway through it on a weekend. I was never able to beat it, and something I really wanted. Okay. Now let's go ahead and move to some more video game related items. I picked up some more amiibos. Not really rare ones. I mainly got these because of the interaction I have with some games I have. Found a Toad, so I picked him up. Just regular MSRP. Got that at a grocery store. And I picked up Mega Man, just because he's Mega Man. I'm a really big fan of him. I was looking for one, I never could find one. And when he come up, I found one at a store. I was like, I jumped on that. Okay. Now I will move into my actual games now. Okay, there we are. I picked up Etherin Mystery Dungeon. Not sure how to say it. It's the limited edition, I think, or whatever I'm not sure, special book. Basically, it has an art book and a CD with it, soundtrack on it. It only has like 4 songs on it, which is kind of disappointing, but the game's pretty good. I've been playing it on my 3DS, and I kind of died in the first dungeon a little too early, so I started over, been playing it, and it's actually really fun. I also picked up Dead or Alive Dimensions. I picked this up because it's $3, and I was like, I can't really argue with that. So I'm a big fan of the Dead or Alive games, and I was like, I'll pick it up because it's Dead or Alive and it's $3. When I joined GameStop, they give you a coupon. You get buy 3, get 1 free. So I did that. That's how I got these. These were basically, I think, almost $30, $35 a piece. I got Rune Factory 4, Mario and Luigi Dream Team. There's actually a game I've been wanting for a long time. Last time I went to Comic-Con, I played they had a little stand set up and you could play it. And if you played it, you actually got this pillowcase. So I have a pillowcase with this airbrushed on the front of it from Comic-Con. And I also got The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. So basically I got all 3 of these games for like $60. Okay. I also got Contact by Atlas. Had a coupon for 25% off. So I think I got this for $10, if I'm not mistaken, because I bought that and these next 3 games. I bought because the reason why I bought these 3 games is because I had these. I bought these originally when they first came out, but my brother was playing them, and because I got married and moved out, I let my brother borrow them. He got married, and he moved to Texas with these 3 games. So I was very disappointed in that. But what I did is I found them at the bookstore I normally go to, and that is .hack Infection, .hack Mutation, and okay, I forgot to take the sticker off this one, .hack Outbreak. So I got all 3 of these. Let me try to think. Yeah, all 3 of these for $30. Not $30 each, but $30 total. So because I had a 25% off coupon, I got these 4 games, and I was very happy because actually when I went up to the counter, a woman was like, "Wow, so this game's the most rare one." And I was like, "Well, not really. These are a little bit more rare." I've been seeing the prices on these games actually fluctuate a lot recently. I think at one time they're about $50 to $80 each, and now I've been seeing them dropping a lot. Alright, now let's move to, oh wait, I got some more. If you saw you'll see you probably, I don't know if you saw my video or not, but I actually did an unboxing of this, and I got Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth. It's on the 3DS. Was, like I said in my unboxing video, I was looking at the price on this. I think it was $45 used at GameStop, and I looked on Amazon, and $50 I could get this, the what they call it, Wild Card Edition. Yeah, the Wild Card Premium Edition. So I was like, I just ordered off Amazon. Got it. Was very happy. And when I got it, I noticed that it's got the tarot cards in it, but that's only half the set. You really need to. You should have pre-ordered Ultra Mix, Persona 4 Ultra Mix, to get the other set. So what I did is I went on eBay, and I'm not sure if the game recently just come out in Canada or what, because there's a lot of people in Canada selling them. So what I did is I bought those from Canada. So it actually comes with, so now I have the complete set of tarot cards, and I have the Teddy blow-up bear. And I actually haven't opened one yet. These just come in. Oh, for some reason I've always liked that smell of the plastic. It reminds me of going to the beach as a kid. But yeah, and that is cool. I really like that. Oh, it's one of those box things. It actually stands up, but it's a little Teddy thing. I really like that. I think Teddy's is probably my favorite characters. Oh, I think you're supposed to put sand or something in the bottom of it. Because it actually has a large thing here. I'm not really sure. But that is really cool. I really like that. Set that in there. Okay. Let's go to some more of my other handhelds. I just found an empty case for like 10 cents. But I found these on clearance for $1 each. That is Tetris DX on the original Game Boy and Pac-Man on the original Game Boy. Both of them were $1. These two I found going through my yard sales. One of them, basically I went to there's a yard sale. They had a original Xbox and a bunch of games, but they all were in pretty bad shape, so I passed on that. Then I saw a Game Gear sitting there, and I saw a game. There's a game in it, and there's a game in a case. So I picked those up, and I was checking out how much they were, and the woman was like, "Oh, that's my daughter's." She went to get her daughter, she's my age because she had bought it when she was younger, and I was looking while she was getting her daughter. I was looking at the Game Gear, and I tried to open the battery compartments to actually see it work well. Were batteries left in it and they corroded, and I wanted to see the condition. Well, it looked like she had left the batteries in the Game Gear since the 90s. The battery compartment, it was hard to pull the battery apart. When I finally got it off, it was the batteries had leaked so bad, I was like, I'm not even going to attempt to buy this. I don't think it's going to be any good. So I told her, I was like, and when she saw it, she's like, "Oh, that was my Game Gear." And you could see she was really saddened because she realized she had just probably destroyed it. And she was hoping to pass it on to somebody else. But I asked her for how much the games, and so she sold me the 2 games for $1 each. It was Sonic the Hedgehog Chaos, and Krusty's Funhouse, and this one was in the case. She didn't have another case, so that got those 2 for $1 each. Okay, now I'm going to go on to my PS Vita games that I've picked up recently. I picked up quite a few. Like I said before, I've actually gotten really into my PS Vita and started playing it. That's the reason why I bought a second PlayStation TV. But the first game, I kind of wish I didn't buy, because when I got home, I thought it was the HD remake of this game. But when I got home and looked at it and found out there was actually cross-buy capabilities with the PS3. So if you buy the PS3 game, you got the PS Vita game for free. But then I'm thinking about, well, how I am about digital copies and things like that. I'd rather have a physical copy. But the game is Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. I've played a little bit of it. So far I like what I played. It's not as good as the older games, but that may just because I remember playing them when I was younger, and I liked them for that. But so far I like the game. I just wish that I might have done a little bit more research before I bought it. Another game I got is Tales of Hearts R. I believe it's a GameStop exclusive. So far I played a little bit of it. What I played I like a lot. The Tales of games, I like them. Trying to remember the other ones I have in the series. Don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, Tales of Symphonia. The Tales of Symphonia on the Wii. I had those. I'm also looking to get the Tales of Xillia, I think, or Exile, something like that. They're part 1 and part 2. I'm looking to get those. But yeah, they looked very interesting, but so far this is really good. Also, another game I got for the PlayStation Vita is X-Blaze, Code Embargo. This, I believe, is a visual novel, I believe. It's like either a prequel or something goes on, but with Blaze Blue. I believe it's Blaze Blue. Yes, Blaze Blue. So it's Blaze Blue is a fighting game on the PlayStation Vita. I think it's actually released on the 360 and everything also, but it's a pretty good fighting game, and this is supposed to take place in that universe. I haven't played it yet, but this is actually one of the games I'm really looking forward to playing. Another one I picked up is Arcane Heart 3 Love Max. This is a fighting game, and it's actually a pretty good one. I was surprised how good it was. I'm a huge fan of fighting games, especially 2D fighters. I grew up playing Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2. Well, original Street Fighter was called, don't remember right now, but just these. I remember the art. If you've ever seen the arcade game, it has these big giant buttons, like rubber buttons for just punch and kick, and it was very unusual. And like the way you picked Ryu or Ken is player 1 is Ryu, player 2 is Ken. So if you want to play as Ken, you got to be player 2. So yeah, but check a picture of it online. The arcade cabinet's very unusual looking. But yeah, played. But yeah, Mortal Kombat's one of my favorite fighting games. Just going through all those games like that. I mean, there was also the Killer Instinct games. I spent so much money in the arcades on those, but so I'm a huge fan of fighting games. And this one's actually pretty good. The character I like in it, I can't remember her name right now. She's like a witch, like she summons some kind of a demon or something, and it fights with her. And it's actually, so far what I've played, it's really good. Another game I played maybe an hour of it. Is Akabara's Trip. It's actually really good. I was expecting something kind of on the cheesy side, but really good. Kind of a story is you're a guy who went to a job interview and they were going to pay you in rare merchandise like like figures and stuff like that. So you go there and it's not what you really thought it was, and it's very unusual, kind of hard to explain, but I've played it. I really like it. The story, I mean, it's a very funny story. So yeah, I highly recommend checking it out. Another game I got for the PS Vita is Army Corpses of Hell. I think Corpse of Hell. I think, yeah. And I haven't really heard much about this game. It kind of come out. I think it was a launch title for the Vita, and it's kind of just pretty much never heard anything else about it. But it was $6, and I was like, hey, I'll pick it up. It was used for $6, so picked it up. Going to play that here pretty soon. And the last game I got on the PS Vita is, I'm probably going to butcher this name, is Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus. And I got the special edition, the Let's Get Physical edition. How to describe this game? Just busty schoolgirls fighting each other. If you're a fan of things like that, it's kind of, this game you can't take seriously. It is kind of like South Park. They like, okay, we know we're making this type of game, so let's, or what was it, the movie, the mockumentary, the rock band. They turned up to 11. It's kind of, I can't remember the name of it, but so yeah, it's kind of like this. Like they just take it up to the nth degrees, like of ridiculousness. So that's kind of what this is so far. But yeah, I've played a little bit of it, and it's just I'm not even sure how to describe it. But yeah, this version has a soundtrack, an art book, and the game in it. So the reason why I bought this one instead of just the regular edition is because on Amazon it was, I think, the same price as the one they were selling at GameStop. So I picked this one up. Okay, I am going to move to consoles now, and let's see, trying to make sure I get the consoles in a reasonable order. I'll go from the oldest one, which would be this one. My brother, during April was his birthday, and he asked me to send me, because when he moved to Texas, he left a lot of his games here. And he's recently started picking up collecting for the PlayStation again, so he asked me to send a bunch of them back to him. And one of them was he had a long box version of Resident Evil. And I was like, I really liked it, I wanted to keep it, but it was his game, so I sent it back to him. So I had to replace it, so I found this one, Resident Evil Director's Cut. It was, I think it was $5 or $6, so I picked it up. This has everything in it. I was surprised. It has the Resident Evil 2 demo disc even in it. Has the manual and everything. And I was like, I'm not sure why it's so cheap, but I picked it up. I also picked up, I'm not a fan of these stickers on this because I can't get them off without making a bunch of, I need to get some adhesive remover, but these are not, these are really old stickers. This was like $2. From what I've read, this is not a very good game, but it was a game for the Dreamcast I don't own, and the Dreamcast is one of my favorite consoles, and it's called Slave Zero. I'm not really sure anything, I'm not really familiar with the game. I just saw it the other day, picked it up, and it's one of the games I'm looking forward to playing here soon. And there's a gnat flying around my head. Alright. And now I'm going to move to my Xbox games I picked up this month. I'm a big fan of compilation discs. Like basically it would take something like one arcade system and or I think there's some, I'm trying to think of what they are. Like there's a Namco collection and there's like an EA collection. The PSP I have a lot of them for, but this one is on the Xbox. I'm trying to remove the sticker from it. But I got this on clearance for $2, and that is Intellivision Lives. I don't have an Intellivision. I've always been curious about it. And I know the graphics aren't that great in a television, but it's kind of one of the old consoles that I've really been wanting to collect for, but never have. So I saw this, so I picked it up. I've heard a lot of this next game, I've heard a lot of good things about. I've heard people talk about it and everything, and it's supposed to be pretty good. This was $2 also. It wasn't on clearance, but for some reason it said it marked down bad. I think because the case won't even stay shut. I think it's more a condition of the case than it was anything, because the disc and the book and everything look pretty good. That's Time Splitters 2. It's some kind of a first-person shooter. I haven't played much of it because I'm still having issues with my original Xbox. But I'm hoping to play it and get some actually capture game footage eventually of it, so I can do some reviews of it. But I'm really looking forward to playing this. Also, somebody said, I watched somebody's video and they said this was a hidden gem for them. It was actually a really good game, so I picked it up because I think it was like $3 or $4. As Azurix Rise of Paranthia. I'm probably butchering that name. I'm sorry if I am, but picked it up. Going to be playing it here pretty soon. From what I've read, a lot of people are talking about this game. It's supposed to be pretty good. Hope they're right. But it's really cheap. But that's one good thing about the Xbox games right now is there's not a lot of expensive ones, unless it's extremely rare or for some weird reason. There's a lot of good games that are actually pretty cheap. And the last game I picked up for the Xbox is another compilation disc, and that is the Namco Museum on the Xbox. I got this also on clearance. I think it was $2. A lot of times, that's one thing I look for in stores. Like when I go in, I look for these compilation discs, and a lot of times they're in the clearance section because I think people just don't think of them as good games. But it's like I'm not even sure. Like this one has 10 games on it for $2, and they're all arcade, and they were really big arcade games. So I was really happy to get that. I'm looking for the Taco or Tato. I'm not sure it's one that starts with a T. That's a compilation. So there's part 1 and part 2 that I've been looking for. I think it's on the PlayStation 2. And that's one I'm looking for, trying to get next. But every time I see it, it's generally in a really poor condition, and I don't really want to take the risk of buying it and having to take it back just because it just doesn't work. But yeah, happy to get that. And then I'm going to move now to the PS3. I picked this up. It was $5. It kind of upset me because this is a used game from like a movie warehouse. This was actually the name of the store. But they actually put all these stickers all over everything. And this is the Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. It also comes with the Butcher Bay game that was on the Xbox. And so that's one thing I'm actually happy about. One reason why I got this is because I wanted to play that game, and I could play on my PS3 instead of my Xbox, because currently, like I said, I'm having issues with it. But there's a sticker on the manual that I can't get off. And there was this giant sticker over the entire disc, which I was able to get off. I just had to get pulled off really slowly. So, but yeah. So far, it's a pretty good game. What I've been playing of it, I hope to play more of it. I haven't played the Butcher Bay one yet, but sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so far it's an okay game. It's not like groundbreaker or anything, but I think, you know, I have to take it with a real big grain of salt because I'm a fan of Riddick and the movies, things like that. So I kind of like it. The last game I got on the PS3 is something I've heard about probably a few months now. I've been hearing people talk about it. I think it's an older game. I'm not really sure when it came out, but I've been hearing people talk about it, and that is Folklore. I think this is the most expensive game. Well, no, the next game I guess the most expensive I bought. This was $15, and I was surprised because everybody I hear about it give it high praise. So this is a game I'm really looking forward to playing, and hoping it'll be pretty good. But if it's like what I've heard, then it should be. And the last pickup for the month, I believe, yes. And this is the reason why I got the Toad Amiibo, is because I got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. And been playing this. It is really fun. The thing is, like, the levels after you beat it, you actually want to go back and play them again because you're supposed to collect all these stars or gems or something. Yeah, you're supposed to collect. There's 3 diamonds in each stage. You need to collect all of those, and it's actually really good. I was surprised how much fun I had with it. I was kind of thinking that it might be a little monotonous. But actually going back, like, okay, now I beat the stage, but I only got 2 of the diamonds. Okay, let's go back and try to find out where they're all at. And that actually is really fun. Okay, well, that's my recent pickups for June of 2015. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll try to get back to them as quickly as possible. But until next time.